A man called Mrgud is on his way to his office. He's early for work because he doesn't like to spend time with his colleagues early on. He likes it to be calmer at first when he's doing his work. The colleagues he sits with are very exclusionary of him and don't make it easy for him to concentrate on his work. Mrgud usually doesn't spend his breaks on his own, where he tries to make conversation with others, but his colleagues don't seem to want to talk back with him. That would probably be because he's a migrant and they don't trust him. These exclusions and mistreatments feel like bees sting. Mrgud is very grateful for having his job. Because of that, he's very nice to his boss. After he finishes his work, he goes by public transport. The bus driver speaks Finnish with him and is patient when Mrgud makes mistakes or forgets words. This makes him feel better because from that he feels a bit more accepted.
After a long day in the office, Mrgud goes to the store to buy food and then heads home, which is his only safe place full of memories of his family. Mrgud is still feeling bad about the bee stings. After getting stung over and over again, it starts to affect Mrgud's everyday life. Mrgud spends his time intoxicating himself, which he sees an escape from the mean society he lives in. While drinking, he thinks about his parents who are both working in underpaying jobs to stay alive. He also thinks about his home place, which is a very nice place, but it had its occasional bee sting. He lived in a very friendly neighborhood where everyone was family-like. Everyone knew each other and shared things with one another. His country soon became war-torn. A group of violent militants came into Mrgud's country, causing a lot of violence and political instability in his country. Unfortunately, Mrgud lost his best friend, which destroyed him. His family saved up enough money for Mrgud to leave, but couldn't come along with him. It's the worst things that happened to him that are the freshest in his mind. When leaving, it felt like the end of the world for him, but someone comforted him by saying the end of the world can be cozy at times, implying that when things get so bad, the end of the world can sometimes be better.
Another normal Finnish day from Mrgud has started, and he has a horrible headache. As always, because every evening he washed down his loneliness and pain with alcohol to find himself again in his reality, in the one that he would like to be, in his native country, in the one he loved and remembered, in the one that was understood by him and was close to him, in the one in which he would live if war did not destroy everything. It seemed that having escaped from the horrors of war, having escaped danger and moved to a calm, prosperous country, he would find his destiny here, be able to create a family and find friends. But in the last few months, he felt more and more isolated from this new, unfamiliar world. Here, in a new country, among all his people around, he feels like a sheep that left its flock and found itself among the wolves. He's suffering a lot, because when he migrated, he murdered from his life those he left behind. His duties at the office are very boring and monotonous. He started as a cleaner, but he worked very hard, and soon the manager allowed him to help the big computer department, copy, print, and deliver important documents from one room to another. Probably it was a really progress for a refugee, but this kind of job does not correspond to his knowledge and skills. But sometimes, one day can change everything, and let us hope. Mrgud brings the documents to the second floor, and suddenly one man asks him something. The man looks so elegant, stylish, and important that Mrgud thinks he's a boss or head of a department. The man points to the computer, and Mrgud notices the technical problem, which he knows how to repair, because computers were always interesting to him, and it was his favorite hobby, and he knew what to do. In 5 minutes, Mrgud easily fixes the problem. The man is very surprised, and asks his name and which department in the office he works. Mrgud does not understand a lot, and just smiles, stupidly. Then introduces himself in poor Finnish. Afterwards, he tries to leave immediately because he does not wait for something positive from the man whom he helped. However, the man hands him his business card with his name, home address, and contact number. Mrgud realizes that the Finnish guy Jaakko wants to see him at his house, to share with him his dinner and introduce him to his family. Mrgud has mixed feelings about this: gratitude, surprise, perplexity, and the feeling that Jaakko is making fun of him. He cannot believe that after 1 year staying in Finland and working in this computer company, someone from the Finns is not ignoring him, but rather accepting his help and inviting him for dinner. Planning to go to Jaakko's house, Mrgud understands that his new mate is completely opposite to him. He is local, he's elegant, he's smart, he has home, he has family, he has friends, and he's probably very happy. The life of Mrgud and the life of Yaakov looks like black and white. Mrgud does not have many good things in his life, especially in the last time, but Yaakov has enough such things. In spite of everything, Mrgud decides to go to Yaakov. At Yaakov's house, Mrgud meets Yaakov's wife, who is not Finnish. She moved to Finland from one of the Asian countries several years ago, and married Yaakov. She shares with him her experience of migration, and gives him useful advice to keep patience and calm. They spend nice time together, and Mrgud feels that hope returns back to him, and life gave him such a gift of meeting with kind people. At the end of the evening, Yaakov says a very impactful phrase: "We're all migrants through time," and he changes the view of Mrgud and his situation. Now, the new world does not seem enemy to him anymore. He knows exactly that everything is changing, and life always has a chance for everyone.